Alrighty then. Thank you everybody for joining. We'll still have people coming in, but this session is being recorded, so anybody who wants the recording and is missing it or joining late, do not fear. We can share it afterwards with everybody. First of all, I want to thank everybody for taking the time for joining us today. I know we got a very mixed audience in terms of monday.com users here. I know we got a couple clients of Aulysius here. I know we'll have general heavy Monday users on the call here as well. I'm sure there's also people here who are being introduced to Monday for the very first time. With all that in mind, I would really like to introduce myself. My name is Nicholas Denhoff. I am a product consultant here at Aulysius. I help support businesses through their evaluation process as they choose the different platforms based on their business needs. I'm today joined by my colleague Azif, who's one of our in-house monday.com implementation consultants. Azif, do you want to say hi real quick?
Hi all, can't wait to show you all the cool features of monday.com today.
Wonderful. Let's just jump into what we'll be discussing today and what we'll be going through. So firstly, we want to highlight the work that we do for our clients in the realm that is Monday. We'll of course give an introduction or perhaps a reintroduction for a lot of people here as to what Monday is. Then, of course, we want to highlight all the different AI features that already exist within Monday. We've identified many different use cases for them already, and that way you guys can start implementing them within your own Monday environments right away. We then also want to highlight the two parts of the Monday platform that actually use these AI features the most, that being the sales CRM, as well as also the project management part of the tool. And of course, everything I'm going to be talking about, and it won't be long that I'll be talking, I promise, will be shown then by Azif shortly in a demonstration on Monday. He'll give you guys a tour and show you how we can integrate all these different aspects and AI tools. We've also saved some time at the end for some questions. That said, we do have some additional implementation experts on the call. So if you do have a question, feel free to put it in the chat and somebody will reply to you there. So who are Aulysius and what do we even do? So ultimately, in short, we aim to support businesses and organizations and try and help them get the most out of the tools that they already have in place and helping them optimize these different processes and workflows for them. And we do this by trying to understand each of our clients' business problems and approaching each pain point that they have with a solution-oriented approach through the lens of the Monday platform. We've produced well over 2,000 professional services projects for Fortune 500 companies, all with varying levels of complexity. And additionally, should these businesses or other companies also work with other tools or softwares that they have in place, and there isn't a native integration to Monday already there, we help develop and create those connections so that those tools become present in your new and optimized workflows. Further to that, once these organizations make the decision to implement a tool like Monday, we help train your users so that they feel confident in starting, so they have the confidence to start working effectively within the platform. So jumping into the next slide, just want to highlight or give a quick recap as to what Monday is for the people that might be unfamiliar with it and what actually it can do. Quite the catchy tune. But what's usually quite interesting about Monday, and when people come up to me and they have conversations about, they want to implement some sort of project management tool into their organization, the main question I get and this is pretty much in every single meeting of mine, is why would I take Monday over anything else? And funnily enough, it's a very valid question, but it's actually a question that every single one of the companies that you guys see here asked us as well. And ultimately, the main reason is the flexibility that the tool can bring. Like, yes, at the heart, it is a project management tool. And that's where normal and initial discussions are normally held around. But what people don't actually realize is that once they have that understanding of Monday and how everything works, there's so many different use cases for the platform. I don't want to read off the slide, but a couple of just to name a couple examples. We've helped people manage entire marketing campaigns within Monday, entire social media campaigns. We've developed a ticketing system for IT help desks so that they can manage their incoming requests. We've developed an entire recruitment pipeline and onboarding process for new hires in HR departments. We've even built, specific solutions for specific industries as well. An example there being, we built a real estate solution that allowed you to centralize all your property management and client communication while all tracking all the revenue and the entire post-sales process as well. That said, what we want to focus on today, of course, are the AI applications. And these are present within 2 Monday modules currently, which is the project management side of things, as well as the Monday sales CRM. But what are even the AI tools that are currently within Monday already? Let's have a quick video introducing them to you, and then we'll recap them. So admittedly, we've just thrown a bunch of information at you. Let's quick recap. So the first thing we have is the task generation. So this is great if, let's say, you're kicking off a new project, you're maybe struggling to define certain initial steps or even milestones. With the help of the AI assistant, you give it some prompts to give you ideas on how to potentially go with this project, and that way you can already get going in the right direction. Secondly, we have content generation, and this is a fabulous use case for the Monday Work Doc. And if you aren't using the Monday Work Doc already, what it is essentially just a shared document on the Monday platform where you can collaborate with others, and really, with the help of the AI, you can turn the ideas that you've brainstormed with others into actionable and publishable content. What we also have next, and this will be featured in the CRM demonstration that Azif is about to give, is we have the email generator, and this is actually something that I use on a very, very regular basis. Essentially, if I'm not sure how I want to structure an email, or how I want to include certain things at certain points, this helps me write and edit my email so much faster. I give the prompts and things I really just want to mention, and it gives me a nice coherent thing that I can quickly edit and send out to whoever I'm reaching out to. Finally, we have the formula builder as well. Now, on its own, the formula column, if you're not using it already, it helps calculate values based on the contents of your Monday boards. So the AI application to this is actually very neat. So the way the formulas work is the same as they would in Excel. So it's the exact same formulas, the ifs and sums and whatnot. But if you're like me and you're maybe not the sharpest tool in the show when it comes to these Excel formulas and writing them all out, the way that works with the formula builders, you essentially tell it a prompt. You say, help me create a formula that calculates whatever I want. So be it maybe estimated hours versus total hours that I've worked, or to help get a view of the profitability of certain projects. You can track costs that way as well. You can really generate complex formulas with very, very simple prompts. So here's the AI features. With those AI features in mind, excuse me, we saw many different use cases in terms of simply the departments that people work in. So just to highlight a few of those, if you're on the sales side, obviously helping you generate and edit emails a lot faster, be able to summarize your call transcripts if you work if you record a lot of your meetings and you want those notes highlighted. Again, on the project management side of things, if you want to create meeting agendas or essentially break the project into different tasks, into actionable tasks that people can take on so that the project gets completed. Naturally, also on the operation side, if you want to help calculate your yearly budget, or you essentially want certain information, or you want help to compose certain content for, let's say, an incident summary, we can do that too. Moving over to the product marketing and HR side of things, on the product, if you want to prepare a release plan or you want to create a requirement template for the product that you're selling, I mentioned it earlier, but we run entire marketing campaigns with AI. So through Monday, excuse me. So you can write your blog posts with the AI, and it'd be actionable and publishable content that you can share through your channels. And again, on the HR side of things, say you need some inspiration for some interview questions, or you want to generate an onboarding plan for new hires. That's something that we can can be applicable with the AI that's already present in Monday. And for the further AI advocates that are out there, fear not. This is only the beginning. Monday is adding more and more. The first one of those is the solution builder. So the way that will work in the future is through prompts and conversations that you have with an AI chatbot. You can essentially watch as it starts to build the specific process you're trying to describe to it. That way, you don't need to have the deepest understanding of the platform and know the complete ins and outs and intricacies of it. You can just define your new workflows in a conversation with the AI. And further to that, Monday are also looking to connect more third-party AI apps. So you can integrate these powerful AI tools into your own workflows as well, and those will then be present in the marketplace. So now just to quickly dive into the sales CRM and the AI features that have been integrated into them. So for the unfamiliar, a CRM is a client relationship manager, and with it, you can manage your sales process. So be that from a brand new lead for someone you maybe have never met before, whose information you got through an event, you can take them all the way through your sales cycle until you've closed the deal and integrate it very nicely into your onboarding team so that they can onboarding or account team. So once you close that deal, you can begin working on whatever project it may be for that client. So what's really important about defining a sales process is you can see where the collaboration works with. If you do have to collaborate with other departments, you can start doing that within the CRM module as well. So you can bring other teams and departments into your post-sales management or into your post-sales management process. And say integrate an account or an onboarding team, making the collaboration amongst those teams a lot easier. Obviously, within the CRM, you can do your standard CRM things, your lead management, your deal management. See any dashboards or reports that you'd want, essentially important information for your pipeline or your sales funnel, whatever it may be. How many, what sort of activity your reps are doing. We can show that with the dashboards that we have, very, very customizable. And you might wonder, okay, why I go with Monday CRM versus something else? Let me tell you what's very unique about the monday.com CRM experience. The first one I would probably say is the mobile experience. Obviously, if you're a salesperson or someone who has to be on the move a lot, visiting many different clients, what you can do is, if you have an understanding of how the Monday platform is set up, very seamlessly translate into a very, very nice mobile experience. Let me put it that way. Obviously, if you work in big sales teams, you'll have certain emails that are maybe pretty standard in terms of going out. What's really neat here is you can save and share those emails and different templates amongst the rest of your team, so that everyone is performing using everyone is reaching out to potential clients with the highest performing cadences that you guys have tested going forward. And obviously, if you want to keep an eye on certain deals and see where they are within the funnel chart, that works too. And obviously, a little bit of competition is never a bad thing. So you can highlight all your sales reps and see how they're all performing against each other, and who's performing very well amongst them. So now we want to jump into the heart and soul that is Monday. Before we jump into the demo, then that's of course the project management side of things. So the idea behind it is that Monday essentially wants to make the planning, the monitoring, and execution of all these projects as easy and as seamless as possible. We essentially want you to only do 10% of the work, and we want Monday to do the other 90%. And it goes a lot more than just your standard project management software, because it allows your teams to get involved in all different aspects to help you manage all the projects and tasks from a single location. And with Monday, your teams can see project progress at a glance. They can stay on top of their schedules and their deadlines, and collaborate obviously very efficiently and effectively amongst themselves. And the result is hopefully that they build their dream workflow, if you will, the most optimized process that they could possibly have, saving themselves hours upon hours of administrative work. And what's obviously very neat about Monday is then the effect that it has on its users is it fosters an environment of transparency and accountability for you and your colleagues. So everyone is aware of what tasks are going on within a project, and people take ownership of the different tasks that they have. People are able to communicate around these different tasks, all within context, all while having the necessary information already present. Monday really helps remove these siloed communications within teams, so that everyone is involved and everyone is aware of their responsibilities. Now, as promised, I'm going to hand over to Azif, and he's going to give you a tour of the Monday environment. Over to you, Azif.
Thanks for that great introduction, Nick. Now moving on to the more interesting part of the demo. Let me just share my screen. Okay. So what exactly is Monday, and what are the different products under Monday? As Nick mentioned, we have a couple of different products. We have the Monday project management platform, we have the Monday sales CRM, we have the Monday marketer, and so on. But today we'll be talking about the sales CRM as well as the project management platforms. So what exactly is the sales CRM, and how does it work, right? So most of you would be working in companies that would be selling some sort of product or service, and you have a proper process in order to do that. And usually the first step is to find customers, find people who might eventually buy your product or service. And that step is called lead generation, right? So as you can see on this board, this collects all the leads that you have that can potentially turn into a deal. So you can input new leads directly over here, or you could also import them from an Excel sheet over here. But what I like to do is use the web form view. Over here, I have a couple of different questions and fields, and each of these questions are linked to a column in the board that we saw earlier. So right now, I'm just going to fill this up with different details and click on submit. And once I do that, you will see that on the leads board, a new item is automatically created with all the information that I filled in previously. And now over here, I can add new things, remove any data, and you can completely customize all these columns based on your process, your sales process within your company. So that way it's quite flexible. As a sales manager, I can assign this lead to a particular person who would be the sales person for that particular lead. For example, Boris Johnson here, and that person would get a notification on their email as well as their monday.com application. Now, if you go here, you have a bunch of different fields or widgets, if you may, where you can see the account information, the contact information, as well as what stage that particular lead is, and you can change the stage right from here. For example, if you maybe sent out an email, you can move it to attempted to contact, or maybe if you tried talking to the person and you have something there, you can move it to contacted. And another interesting thing is that you can, send off an email right from this particular page. You can click on new email, and you'll see that the to field, this email address is already fetched from the board that we saw earlier. So you can just, type in the subject and write an email of based on your requirement. You can also choose from the different templates that are available. Or what I like to do usually is ask the AI to create a structure for my email, right? So I can just ask the AI generator to maybe write an email explaining Monday, and it'll go ahead and create, sorry, it's just, yeah, it'll go ahead and create a structure for my email. So I can just edit this and change the recipient and things like that and send over the email. If you want to save this email as a template, you're able to do that as well over here. Maybe save it as a template where maybe you want to use it later, or maybe other people within your team can use it later to send out email to leads. Um, and once you do that, you'll be able to track the email and track all contact information over here. But also, if you want to tag other people, maybe I want to ask the salesperson, what's the update here? And the person would be automatically, he would automatically get a notification, and he'll be able to follow up on this lead after that. Um, so moving on. Once I find that the lead is qualified, I can move it to qualified status, and you'll see that this particular item automatically moves to a new group. So these are called groups. So it moves to the qualified leads group over here. And on the left side, you can see a couple of different boards called contacts and accounts. These are basically all the different accounts and contacts that we've reached out to from this company. And the fun part here is that, for example, in Wix, if I go here, I have a lot of details regarding that particular company, but also the contacts associated with that company, right? So if I click on James here, I'm able to view all this information about James, and all this information is fetched from the contacts board. So that's the interesting thing, right? You don't have to move between different boards to find information. Rather, you can connect different boards and just go to one board to find all the information. And that saves you a lot of time and effort. Um, if you go to the opportunities board here, this gives you a list of all the different opportunities that you're following, and that's divided into different groups, such as working pipeline, closed one, and so on. And this would have a lot more details than the leads board. For example, the length of the deal, the stage length, the forecast value, and so on. Again, all this is completely customizable based on your processes and your requirements. You can add and remove columns as per your requirement, right? But one important thing that I want to highlight here is that a lot of companies, they don't have a very singular kind of sales process. A lot of times you need multiple teams coming in at different points of time and collaborating to get deal completed. For example, at Aulysius, when we work on a particular deal, we have the tech team coming in sometimes, we have the accounts team coming in sometimes. A lot of times I see clients involving the legal team as well in order to sign NDAs and contracts during the sales process. So for example, here, this is our deal spaces. And if I want to involve the legal team for any particular NDA, for example, I can just click on the status and change it to legal. What you would see is that on the left side, under the legal requests, you have a new item called legal request spaces that's automatically created in the backend. So the legal team would have their own process to move about things. So as you can see, their board looks quite different from the opportunities board. They have a couple of different columns to track different things, and they have a completely different structure. So they'll follow their process and take the request through all the different stages. But the fun part is that as a salesperson, you don't have to go to the legal request board or any other board. Basically, you can connect the items and see the status of the legal team right here. So from the opportunities board, you have full visibility of where that particular deal is and how different teams within your organization is working on it. And as a sales manager, you want to see how your sales, how the sales process and sales activities look like. What are the different reminders? What are your sales personnel doing? You can look at all the activities here. You can have notes, you can have the status, and you can have full timeline of what is happening within the team and the activities that they're doing. So going back to the opportunities board, right? So once I complete a deal, I can move it to the one stage, and as I showed you before, that item would move on to the closed one group automatically. But once the deal is completed, what happens is onboarding, right? The customer has to be onboarded. So this board is a template board, basically. So big companies have a lot of customers that they onboard on a very regular basis. So it's kind of helpful to have one template board, and you can duplicate this for each customer, which will essentially have the same structure. But then, of course, you can change things based on each customer, and that saves a lot of time. And once you win a deal, it goes on to the post-sales teams. So it goes to the finance and collections team. So the finance team can, look at what the finance status is, right? Has the invoice been sent? Has the amount been collected? What is the delay? If there's any, issue with the whole payment process and so on. The account management team will also have an item here. As you can see, the space is new onboarding. So they'll be in charge of the onboarding process, but also, maybe expanding that particular account, or maybe seeing the renewal status, or, if they want to support the client in any way, they're able to do it from here. And like I mentioned, they have their own process as well. Now, from a sales perspective, uh, I've seen larger companies have a couple of different sales team for different areas, geographies, maybe different kind of markets, maybe. So over here you have the enterprise team, the mid-market team, and so on, and salespeople under each of these. So as a sales manager, you can look at what is happening in each of these teams, what are their targets for each team, but also for each salesperson, and you're able to track all this. You're able to choose what is visible to the salespeople, but what is also not visible to the salespeople. All these permissions can be set according to your requirement. You're also able to do the sales onboarding for your team, sales enabled, sales enablement, and also store documents which are related to your sales process, right? Like certificates of residence and other legal documents as well. So you can always come back here and find these documents if you have to send it across to a particular customer. Um, a lot of times you have multiple sales processes happening at the same time, and you sort of want one place where you can track everything together. So for example, if I go to pipeline analysis, you'll find that it's not a typical board, it's slightly different. So this is called a dashboard. So this connects maybe 2, 3 or multiple boards together and gets data from all these and shows it to you in very innovative sort of formats. So each of these squares that you see here are called widgets. So you can, choose from different kinds of widgets. For example, here it's a pipeline value. Here it's a monthly forecast that shows you, what the value is forecasted for each month. This is a number widget that shows you the open pipeline value and so on. Here you can see a conversion funnel where you see the number of deals that moved on from new to discovery to proposal to finally won. This is again a graph that shows you the pipeline generation for each month. So you're able to basically create different widgets and use the same data from different boards in different views. It's super useful if you have to maybe report this sales data to senior stakeholders, for example, right? And this is what I was talking about, the different widgets that you can choose from. Yeah, battery, Gantt, files, so on, right? Now, so far, I've been talking a lot about automations. I've been saying that this happens in the back end and most of this group and so on. So let me maybe quickly show you how the automations work, right? So if you go to automate, you can see all the different automations that are available in that particular board. For example, here, when state changes to 1, set actual date close to current date, right? So this is one example. Now, if you want to create a new automation, you can go to Automation Center, and you'll see a full list of different automations that are available directly. So if you want to create anything, you can choose from the different categories. For example, when an item is created, assign creator as person. So if I have to use it, I can just come here and choose the column which I want to use for the person, and I can just create automation. Now, suppose you go through all these automations and you don't find exactly the kind of automation that you want. You can always create a custom automation. Here you have two things. One is a trigger and one is an action. A trigger is basically anything that causes the automation to start. So that could be, in this case, let me just choose when status changes to something, right? So I want the stage when it changes to discovery, then I want a certain action to be performed, right? So maybe I want item to be moved into a particular group, right? So I can just go ahead and create the automation, then it would work based on my trigger and action. Um, Meanwhile, a lot of companies, work with a couple of different softwares. So they have monday.com, but also they might have Slack and Trello, maybe Salesforce, and so on, right? So you have native integrations available directly from Monday. So you can choose from all these different tools that you can directly integrate and even create automations, right? So for example, if you want to go and create an automation where when an item is created, you want a certain notification to be sent out on a particular Slack channel, you can do that right from here, right? So you have a lot of automations even within the integration side. So that makes it really convenient. But going back to the going back to the deal that we have here, so I moved it to close one, and usually when a deal is closed, it moves on to the next team. So here at Aulysius, when we close a deal, it moves to the projects team. So it becomes a new project, and the project manager takes care of it from there, and the entire team is involved from there, right? So you would see that if I move to my project management uh, application, you would see that a new project is automatically created called Spaces deal. That's the deal that we were working on before, with a bunch of different columns that pertain to the project management side of things. So I can go ahead and set a program, what kind of project it is, and basically fill in all the columns, right? I can assign a project manager for this, maybe Teresa, and also sometimes projects require approval. Some projects are a little complicated and require approval from senior managers. So I can just maybe move it to sorry, I can maybe just move it to upcoming and click on require approval. And you would see that a new item is created in the request page. So then, the senior managers can go ahead and, have a look at it, see if everything is okay, maybe suggest some changes to how the project should be done, and then approve it. So in our case, I'm going to go ahead and move it to in progress. So once we want to start working on a project, we move it to in progress, and you would see that based on a template, a new board would automatically be created, which will have a bit more details over here. If you can see the spaces deal, so this is based on a template board that we have for projects. So it has the different stages of a project like planning, execution, launch, and so on. And each of these groups, these are called groups, have different tasks and a couple of different columns showing the risk of that particular task, the timelines, duration, and so on. Like I said, all these are completely flexible. You can move things around. You can add or remove columns based on your projects and your requirements. um, for me personally, this is one board that I use every day. So I work on projects and I have tasks assigned to me. So I go here and look at the requirements, check the timeline, and work on things accordingly. So it's super useful. And the project manager has direct visibility into this as well. So they know when I move a task to complete it, or when I'm stuck on a particular task. So they help resolve any issue that is present there, right? So if you want to create a new group, it's as easy as clicking on new group and naming it. For example, I want to create a new group for post launch, and that's it. A new group is created. You can go ahead and add tasks here. But what I like to do is, again, use the AI to create tasks. So if I click on the AI assistant here and just a second, and choose the group. So if you want to create tasks in post launch, I want to maybe create a list of post-launch tasks. So then the task generator would create a list of tasks, and I can choose what tasks are more, that are more that I require within my process, right? Some are not really relevant. So maybe I don't want to update the product roadmap at the post-launch stage. So I can just click on add items, and all these tasks would be added onto my group. See, as you can see here, all these stars are added, and I can set the columns and timelines and everything based on what I want. Um, like I said, you have more than 50 different types of columns to choose from. I want to add a formula column here. and type in a formula to calculate the days between my start and end date of the project. But then I want to use the AI again here, super useful. I don't have to look at the resources at all. So maybe ask it to find the days between start date and end date. So the formula builder would go ahead and create a formula and also quick description of what it means, right? So I can just copy and paste it here, and that would calculate the number of days between start and end date. So that's super useful if you are new to Monday, or if you just want to use really cool formulas and not spend time on it, right? Now, again, from a project manager perspective, you might be working on more than one projects. So you might be working on maybe 3 or 4 different projects and want to look at all of them together. So again, like I showed you before, the dashboard view is quite useful. So if you go to the project management dashboard here, again, you'll see a couple of different widgets. This dashboard is linked to 4 different projects, which are beta, theta, zeta, and sigma. So you have data from all those 4 boards here. This is a battery widget that shows what percent of tasks are completed, stuck, and on working on status, etc. This widget here shows you the project risk for each of them and shows you what percent or which projects are in danger and which projects are going well. This is a Gantt view, shows you all the tasks and different projects. What I personally like about this particular widget is that you can just directly access tasks right from here. So if you click on this task 1, you have all the details here. You can move things around. You want to change the timeline, you can do that. You can change the planned effort. You can do that as well. And if you want to move it around, you can do that right from here. So think about it. As a project manager, you don't have to go to that particular task in that particular board every time you want to make a decision. You can just go to the dashboard, see everything, and choose what to change and how to do things, right? You can see the tasks that are assigned for each person. You can see the workload for each of your teammates. If you see that one person is overloaded, you can maybe assign some tasks to other people. For example, Boris Johnson here. Maybe I can click on this, choose a particular task that he's doing, and remove him from there. Assign maybe uh, somebody else, right? And then he would be less loaded, so you would have some more free time. So you can do that all from here. Very convenient. So yeah, that's project management for you. One last thing I want to touch upon is the Monday doc. So if you want to create a Monday doc, you just have to go here, click on new doc. Maybe I want to create a training doc. So once I finish my project, I usually create a document for my clients with all the training and details regarding how to use Monday. So this is not just a regular document. You can type in things, of course, but you can also choose from different templates to make your document. But what I like to do again is use the AI to create a structure, at least, right? It's useful to start thinking and brainstorming about different things. So maybe I want to create a guideline for training. Sorry. And then I can just click on generate, and then it would go ahead and, sorry. Yeah, so the AI would write up a structure for a training guideline, and then I can then work on it. I can add my own things to it in order to fill up the whole structure. But unlike a regular document here, you're also able to add new things. For example, if you want to add a YouTube link, you can do that. If you want to add maybe an image, some sort of media, some sort of video, you're able to do that as well. You can put in your YouTube link here. You're also able to put in widgets that we saw earlier, like the battery app and things like that. You're able to put in tables. You can put in boards, even Monday boards, into the doc. So it's super interactive. You can change things right from here. And it's not a very plain, simple, boring doc that most people are used to, right? And if you want to present this doc to your team, you can just click on this, and that would move it to a presentation mode where you can show things in a full big screen, right? So yeah, this is what Monday project management and sales CRM looks like. Like I said, it saves you a lot of time, does 90% of the work in the backend through automations, and you can actually focus on what is required, creating value, and sort of working with your team in a very efficient way, right? But thank you for joining, guys. Over to you, Nick.
Thank you, Azif. We have now saved the rest of this time for questions. I can see there's been some stuff going on in the chat here as well. Um, and I was wondering, I mean, now would be the time if anyone has any current questions or concerns or comments. Now would be a good time to do it. Otherwise, feel free to reach out to us per email. We're happy to be in touch and have conversations around this for sure. Got one question come in. Are the CRM and PM separate memberships? Yes, they are separate licenses. You essentially with the purchase of the CRM, you would automatically also have access to the project management tool. But if you just wanted the project management tool, you could get that as well. No CRM access if it's just the project management tool. Nope. Um, it would be an add-on. No problem, Camilo. All right. If there's no more questions, I'm happy to give everybody back the last 15 minutes of their hour. Feel free to go get a coffee, have a cup of tea on me, have some chit chat by the water coolers. You know how it goes. I want to thank everybody for joining today. We really do appreciate your interest, and we hope we were able to show you something new. We're happy to get in touch and have conversations. Should you have a Monday environment you're maybe having a little bit of trouble with and you want some help from the experts, feel free to reach out to us. We'll be happy to jump on a call with you and talk about your Monday environment and see if we can't even optimize a little bit further, save you even more time, make your lives a little bit easier. With that in mind, I am going to sign off then if there's no more questions. I wish you all a wonderful rest of your day and a nice, lovely Thursday. I hope everyone has a nice day. Bye-bye.